BKT podcast with Baron, Cammy, and Thrawn's respectively. So, each of them say hi.
What's
Hello
up?
there.
God
So,
damn it.
we're gonna we're gonna start out with Anthem and why the devs hate EA more than most people already do hate EA. So, just more of the reason. So,
So,
Yeah, so to recap, for anyone who doesn't know, I guess, it'd be that BioWare is just a hot mess of a game company under EA, but like it's BioWare focused specifically. And like ever since Dragon Age Inquisition started with Dragon Age Inquisition and then like Mass Effect Andromeda was like a big one where people felt like there was a noticeable decline in the quality of BioWare's products. And of course, this all culminated in Anthem, which just flopped as this MMO, as like a Destiny competitor of some sort. And the truth is that behind the scenes, BioWare was like constantly on fire, trying to keep up with deadlines that it promised but could never keep. And yeah, so that's that.
so it's just the basic greedy company wants to push out a product like really fast, and then they just put out a half-baked game because they couldn't give it enough time.
Yeah, but it's also about poor management as well, or just like poor communication between different departments, or like employees with like upper level, or just like their direct managers and stuff like that. It's about Frostbite engine being an absolute pain in the ass for everyone trying to use it in BioWare, and it's just yeah.
They didn't teach the people how to use it.
No, it's just it's just that they had trouble pushing their vision through BioWare. I mean through Frostbite. I think, and then also it's also about different departments because like there's one in Edmonton and one in Austin, and like two different countries entirely, and like they just don't like each other. So that's another thing. It's
It
the
sounds like a
entire
case of just bleeding money at this point because I mean, if you have two like I guess like two parts of one company trying to work together and they don't really like each other that much, you're not gonna make anything, especially with like with time constraints and
well, yeah.
limitations like that.
I mean, when people give EA shit for like closing down like game game studios, like
Yeah.
I feel like some slack or like some like maybe should be considered because like you don't really know what's going on behind the scenes because what happens is with game development cycles, like by the time a game is complete, the people working on the next game might have already changed like quite significantly. Like the employees might have already shuffled like quite significantly, and like the studio that like puts out the game that like makes it famous might the people who made that studio famous might already be gone by the time the next game's being made or the next game. Like yeah, but it's just that's just the way it goes, and like you don't know what's going on behind the scenes until they release the product and it's complete shit or it's completely awesome. Like you never know. That's how it
It's
goes.
it's kind of weird because I mean like it's something that's been around even since like the early days of gaming, especially like early 3D, because I think it's just like in the nature of like a major company to treat their devs like shit because um like one story I know from like my head, something similar is like Crash 3. I think it was like
Crash Bandicoot.
yeah, Crash Warped. They didn't want to use because it was I don't know how to explain it, but it was like a you tell me what to do and I'll pass it on, and like don't like the messenger kind of thing. And the developers for Crash didn't really want to do like the messenger shit anymore, so they were like trying to cut off the middleman who was like kind of like absorbing all of the glory and the money, whatever. And in turn, the company like threw them in a fucking like hallway and made them work in a hot, sweaty hallway. And they were just developing, I think, Crash Warped in the hallway, and they weren't getting like a lot of like vacation days or whatnot. They were like sleeping under their desk in the hallway. So
But
it's definitely there, and it's definitely like always there. But I guess like as more as like gaming progresses, you can't really just like expect this to work, because like Crash was kind of like an early game. So maybe it was like a little bit more lenient for them to make the game, and it was like actually pretty good. But like now you just have like so much you have to do to make it like stand out for the massive audience. And I think that's kind of like why they fail, because there's so much they have to put into it, and
And
it's not enough time.
yeah, and plus the demand for it because like I mean like some people always say like, that they want games to be released like or like that at least they're developed for longer, but it seems like the motto is more of that if we wait to develop a game we're gonna lose money, so we better push it out and then add content later, add bug fixes later, which I don't know if like
yeah,
that many people actually agree with. Cause I'd rather like have
yeah.
a finished game rather than something that like, hey, I'm basically beta testing this because they didn't finish it.
Fallout
But it's like
76.
ultimately, but like that ultimately, it's about driving. It's about profits, making increasing profits over the quarter, or like meeting expectations for the quarter.
Mm.
For like, especially for like big game devs, Activision, Blizzard, like publicly traded ones, EA. Like you need to hit those, and like the thing is like that pushes a lot of the pressure on the grunts of the development team, who are like doing all the debugging, coding, and like all the shit, or like the artists too. And like, there's always like even among the good companies, like remember, do any of you guys remember that Eurogamer article about Red Dead, about Rockstar and
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah, I heard of it.
Shit, I like shared it a bunch, like the servers I was on, and then yeah, just because like, I mean, I kind of posted it a lot just like to make jokes about Revolution, but like, it's actually really shitty because even among like what's considered successful or good developers like Rockstar and CD Projekt Red, you still have like the reason why they pump out these like high quality games is through blood, sweat, and tears, and that sounds all nice and stuff, but then you realize that not all the people making this game are like passionate game devs who really want to be there. They're just there for the paycheck, and like that's what most people are gonna be into. Like you can't just like have burning passion for like your whatever you're doing all the time. And like they're not, this isn't blood, sweat, and tears that they like sacrificed for the glory of the game. This is that squeezed out of them through malicious, like, and like somewhat like predatory or manipulative like tactics, like threatening to like replace these guys if they don't meet the deadline, and or like threatening to replace them if they don't work overtime to like fill in, like to like for what's called like the crunch time, and it's just, and like this is due to like there's like a lot lack of unionization in like a lot of tech companies. There's like no worker, nothing resembling like a union or anything like that, and I do think that is questionable. This doesn't just apply to video game companies. This applies to Silicon Valley companies, Apple, Amazon, Tesla. Like they all have like these complaints. I know I have friends and family in these companies, and like they're just, and yeah, they all have different issues. Goes from department to department too. Because like some are laxer, others are like much more, dysfunctional.
Mm-hmm. All right, so bring it to the main event, Star Wars Celebration, and I guess starting out with the perhaps strangest title for a Star Wars movie, the
Is it the strangest?
Yeah,
The Rise of Skywalker.
Have you ever seen the video of Ewan McGregor laughing when he heard the name of Attack of the Clones?
I have not actually.
Oh yeah, that was also, that was the one I was thinking. Another strange name. Attack of the Clones. So weird. I was just like, it's just like the Phantom Menace sounds cool. Revenge of the Sith sounds cool. Attack of the what?
The clones aren't really even in that movie.
They're not attacking. They just
are.
show up to save
They're
the
attacking the robots.
They're attacking the robots.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way the prequels like define Clone Wars is just like it's the way like it's cool, but like the name just doesn't seem right. Compared to like what you would expect from something called the Clone Wars. Because it's one
Clone Wars, Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, but anyways, back to the actual. So yeah, like was it?
Yeah, the Rise.
The Rise. Okay, I keep on forgetting because it's all just R's.
Yeah.
All these fucking R's, but then. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about it.
Probably like
it's all right.
Yeah, and because like
the Rise of Skywalker.
The only Skywalker left, of course, is Ben, but
it's gonna be his rise.
I mean, like, there's so many different theories, but like, I don't care. I'm just gonna go see the movie and see how it is. I don't really.
You're probably gonna hate it, let's be honest.
Yeah, actually, maybe, probably. I don't know. I just got a bad feeling about it, especially with the Palpatine laugh thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Palpatine laugh thing, like, because people are like, "Oh, he's gonna come back somehow." I'm just like, but do I want him to?
And Crate, they were just like saying like, "Oh, so these people are getting hyped up about fucking Palpatine clones, but then you condemned us Legends people for having our Palpatine clones." It's like nothing.
I mean, if it's an actual clone, if it's like an actual like clone of some sort, I'm gonna fucking laugh because I shit on like so many people shit on Legends purely for Dark Empire. I will fucking rub it in their face, but like I'm assuming they won't do that.
It's gonna be a brand new concept.
Get a feeling that it's just gonna be some sort of recording, or it's gonna be some sort of like. Or yeah, just like a spirit like an item bound thing, like in the comics with what's his name.
It's gonna be Palpatine's personal holocron.
It's gonna be the robots that have his holocron, his recording,
his head in it.
Oh, like even Battlefront? No,
Ooh,
I don't.
Spooky! It's his actual head.
I don't actually care about that, but like if they did that, whatever. But I wouldn't actually want it to be back because that would be strange. I just don't think that'd be interesting. And also, like, it's weird because like I always did feel like sequels are like more disconnected from the prequels, right? Like, well, I mean, like, there's this weird disconnecting feeling I get about the sequels.
It's not even just a disconnect. It's just Disney not really pushing for the prequels at all. They just don't give a shit about it. They don't make any like merchandise of the prequels unless it's like a large line of toys where you need.
Well, I mean, like just the Battlefront 2 stuff, but like that's EA.
Yeah.
But then, like but I wouldn't want it at this point. Like just pick a fucking like just stick to it. If you're gonna like make a decision I disagree with, I'd rather they stick to it than like. Just and then try to like and that's why I don't think they would actually bring him back. I
think like it might be because this movie looks like they're playing it like extremely safe because like everything that was like kind of like brought new in The Last Jedi, like new costumes and whatnot, is like kind of being reverted backwards into like The Force Awakens 2 or something like that.
I never noticed that, but yeah, okay,
Because it's just like they got rid of Snoke, the big bad, and it's like now
yeah,
J.J. Abrams is like, but I had the story I wanted to tell. It's like, and I'll just bring back the guy I based it off of, Palpatine. There you go.
Maybe Knights of Ren will make a comeback, or like
I guess
become
I mean I guess I did know that like the mask is back, the helmet thing
Yeah,
for
and Rey's
Kylo's
clothes are
back.
like looking like the Jakku clothes again,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and her
White,
lightsaber is just Anakin's
blue.
lightsaber, but a little different. TM.
Yeah, I don't
forgot
know.
some
I
decorating.
never know. I don't know about the other. I didn't pay attention that closely. I guess, or I just don't remember.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's like I also saw like there was like jetpack dudes. I'm assuming those are First Order, and like Kylo Ren's
They're
fighting some
Mandalorian.
guys.
It's a Disney Plus tie-in.
Hmm.
Nah, maybe. Who knows? Who knows, man? But I just, yeah, I wouldn't want them to bring Palpatine back. I mean, because I don't think Palpatine's an okay villain. But it's not worth bringing him back to life for.
Well, it's just them trying to complete J.J. Abrams' story.
Oh, it's actually this is actually all Skywalker. Well, that's the thing. This isn't really. This doesn't feel like the Skywalker. This is about new people and like in the shadow of the Skywalker bullshit. But like it's not entirely about it's Kylo Ren is is a character and like Luke in The Last Jedi, I guess. But that's like one movie.
Hmm.
Like I don't. They can wax poetic all the time about like, oh, how this is all it's connected. I'm not really feeling it. I still stand by the belief that this is very firmly a soft reboot.
Hmm.
They are soft rebooting
You'll
the
forget all
OT,
about the original trilogy.
the original and the prequel trilogy. This is like the entire story of the sequel trilogy is a soft reboot of that with a clean slate, so they have a new cast of younger actors that they could call upon should they need to produce like new content or like
Yeah, at this point, that's kind of like, at least the hope for me with the new characters is that when they do introduce like new trilogy, new content, that at least like they'll kind of like be, I don't know, I guess free from like the whole like stigma of the sequel trilogies of like, hey, we're gonna copy the original trilogy, like, and I guess I'm just at least hopeful that if they do a new trilogy, that freedom that they can kind of
yeah.
explore more without having to be tied to the Skywalkers all the
Pod
time.
racing,
I
a
mean, I
Star
think
Wars
that
story.
yeah, personally as a viewer, like
At least
People say that it's kind of like Dark Souls. I don't know what to take away from that because game journalists also
did they
called
actually have
Crash
demos of
Bandicoot
it?
Dark Souls.
Did they actually have demos? Like, did people play it?
No, but that's what they were like reporting. Like it was like word of mouth, and they were just reporting on what they.
Reporting that it's like Dark Souls.
Yeah,
That's like so like in
but that
terms of like
doesn't
actual
mean anything
yeah, that
because
doesn't
like
mean any because like people say that too often, such
hmm,
that like
Cuphead is Dark Souls.
yeah, I mean, the video game what's it, journalists, just that can't get past the tutorial. Must be a Dark Souls level difficulty game if you can't get past the tutorial, right?
Yeah,
All
it's
journalists
yeah,
really
are
it's kind of
such.
cruel and
just
unforgiving.
yeah. That doesn't tell me anything. And then of course the trailer was all cinematic, like it was all cinematic stuff, which is like I'm okay with that. I don't care, but it's just it's not gonna hype me a ton,
Yeah, but it's just
especially
like
yeah.
the episode 9 teaser. It's just stuff, It's just like incoherent stuff. It's like, ooh, look at all these pretty visuals. And just like, show us the goddamn game. And like,
Yeah. Well, I
the
feel like the
cinematics only do so much.
I think the episode 9 teaser works because it's a movie and like you want to hide
Yeah.
the plot. It's like a teaser, and movies are about the cinema. Like their movies are about story, and then like the cinematography bullshit. And like one thing can be spoiled, the other not quite as much.
Yeah,
So
but I
yeah,
mean, like, but just this
yeah.
teaser
Fallen
or trailer,
Order, they
whatever they
should
put out.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I guess that they put out if they don't feel like they had. Wait, but it's coming out in November, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shit.
Our game's not finished yet.
And because
It's
like the actual details, I guess like they come kind of more from like the actual panels, because from the panels they had said that they kind of wanted to focus on like non-button mashing, like one-on-one combat. But to
yeah.
be honest, like the way I
It's
see it,
Star
kind
Wars
of
Jedi Academy too.
yeah, the way I see it's kind of gonna end up being like, yeah, you can just like force push a bunch of stormtroopers around and then have some lightsaber swings at
Well, I
some
mean,
staff
yeah. Well,
guy.
because it's ambiguous because like there's always gonna be these buzzwords that game devs know what to say, like know to say about like their game. Oh, we know we want like something personal or we want something difficult or challenging or like creative. I don't fucking know. Oh, it's gonna be this game's gonna be focused mostly on one-on-one lightsaber combat sort of thing and like creative use of force abilities and like yeah, interactive variable environments. Yeah, like that doesn't mean anything. Like it's like anything. Every game should be like that. So it's just like that doesn't tell me anything. So I wouldn't say I'm hyped, but I'm interested. Sure, not.
I hope it
It's
doesn't end up
Respawn.
like the Force Unleashed, where it's
It's
just
Respawn.
like
Oh yeah, the
Star
Force Unleashed
Killer,
is
the
button
most
mashing.
overpowered character in existence, just going around doing all this fancy bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I kind of would be like very fine with just a more down to earth approach. Like he's literally just a Padawan that survived Order 66. So like
No, he needs
he's
Force Lightning. He needs to convert Luke to the dark side and hit him with a fucking X-wing.
yeah. But I mean, he does some like small shit. Like he stops in the cinematic, and it's like the fan. So like I'm imagining that they're trying to like stay at that level.
yeah.
They're just still pretty powerful, like compared to how dumb Jedi can be in like the Clone Wars.
Yeah, because
God, Force powers are so inconsistent. It's disgusting.
given like the whole like main villain you're supposed to face is the Inquisitor,
Inquisitor.
and
Yeah.
like how Darth Maul kind of murked like two of them with like no
Yeah, but also
problem.
the Inquisitor, like last scene where he or she just like jumps on the ship and like it just starts like spinning. Is that I'm assuming that like that's just like the Inquisitor causing the ship to spin out of control, and that it's like he's like he or she's breaking the glass as well.
Yeah, like
Of the
yeah,
Force,
just
which is
grabbing
pretty
like the
cool.
steering wheel.
Which is cool, which is fairly powerful and probably more powerful than what we've seen in Rebels because Rebels is a shit ass cartoon. Same with the Clone Wars can also be like that sometimes. It's just it's all so inconsistent. But I do want to see some more of that level. I mean, that's a comfortable level for me, where it's like it's a tangible, it's like a powerful ability. Force should not be some like pansy ass, like just complete weak ass shit. It should actually be like, if you don't have it, you might just be fucked against a competent user. It should be a sizable advantage, not just. That's my opinion. Unless you have like power armor. Unless you have power armor.
Legends fanboy.
Yeah,
I also kind of
I am.
wish.
I do. You want to go ahead? Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wish like
I'm not
also the
gonna
force
say it.
powers that they make it kind of like what was it? Jedi Academy, where it's just that you don't have all of them unlocked immediately, but you like specialize in the things that you want. So it's not like, oh,
So
I have
like,
like 5 million ways to shove enemies around. This is
yeah,
super boring. Whereas like you can actually like get either more powerful of one ability, or like you can learn something new. And I think that like gives it a bit more dynamic than just like force unleash. Like, hey, here's all these different things you can do. You,
yeah,
you can just kill them in like one shot with every single button.
yeah.
But I
I
guess we'll
mean,
have to
yeah,
see.
I do think so. Especially if you're like a Padawan or like a fail or like someone who's like not fully complete the training to knight or master or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
hope
that makes
it
sense.
gets a DLC where it becomes an online shooter and becomes Battlefront 3. Yippee.
Yippee! Yeah.
Yeah, can Respawn just like do everything now?
Hmm.
Well, I mean, like assuming that this game turns out to be good,
Yeah.
because like
So-
Isn't
they
Respawn
only
currently
did
working
Titanfall.
on their like battle royale?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, what was it called?
Apex Legends.
Apex
Yeah.
Legends, right? Yeah, that's what they were also doing. That's what they've been also doing. I mean, like, but those are all shooters. Those all fall, and this one's different. This one's like, I'm assuming it's third person.
Yeah, I don't see like how you can
Third
make a first
person.
person. I can't see like a first person lightsaber combat working without like VR. Like
There
VR
was
is the
that. There
only
was
time
like
you can do that.
there was that first person medieval. It was called Chivalry. Yeah, it was Chivalry.
Yeah.
That was a weird ass game.
For the glory of Agatha.
But yeah, I mean, I'm interested, but I'm not ready to be like, I'm gonna pre-order. Well, I guess I'm never ready to say I'm gonna pre-order this because I never pre-order things. Never pre-ordered games.
Yeah. But yeah, so given like Star Wars is overshadowing quite a bit of the other news, Marvel's Endgame's coming in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
Can I just
and
talk
gonna
about
something.
how weird it is to see fucking Rocket Raccoon next to like Iron Man and the Avengers?
Yeah, because he's a CGI raccoon.
I mean,
CGI talking
I don't know
raccoon.
why it doesn't bother me with like the Guardians, but it's just like, oh, you have Captain America, Iron Man, and fucking cartoon raccoon.
Yeah,
Oh.
because I guess because like in Guardians, like there's a specific tone of it. I guess because that's where he's originally from, so it feels more natural if that's where he's introduced. And then if you like mash him up, it literally feels like some sort of fan
Yeah.
fiction shit. Which
Hey, Tony
also,
Stark,
by the
what's
way,
your
but just to go back to start, doesn't Rise of Skywalker sound like a fan fiction title?
yeah, it
I guess
really
I feel
is.
like a lot of the Star Wars titles could work as fan fiction. But like, yeah, that does sound strange choice of a name. But anyways, yeah,
Like, yeah.
Rocket
Star
Raccoon's
Wars
also like
Attack of the Skywalker.
Like honestly, like the supposedly leaked one actually sounded like. I guess to me it sounded better. The one that was called like the Wheel of the Force or something.
yeah.
But yeah, it seemed like kind of like a good way to, if the because guessing that movie is actually gonna like come to like a conclusion for the trilogy and not leave up on a
Yeah.
cliffhanger.
Wheel of the
But it
Force.
would just
Yeah,
be
that
like,
does
hey, all
sound
the
better.
characters are alive.
Holy shit,
But this
that
is
does
done.
sound better. Why didn't they go? Why
Yeah.
did they come up with that instead?
Did you
guess
hear
it-
about like
Yes.
that the article that went out that was saying like, oh, the title might be a reference to like a line in the prequels? Everybody's just started making memes about it, and I think like my favorite one is like is Kylo Ren holding out his hand and he goes like, "You're following me now, Hide."
Okay. Yeah.
So, Endgame. I mean-
Endgame is also really has a lot of hype for it that I don't feel because I don't really care.
I'm hyped.
I mean, because I think like
Boners thinking about it.
with the acquisition of Fox, I don't know if this is like intended or not, but with the acquisition of Fox, I feel like it's kind of gonna be like either a soft reboot maybe where it's like another universe or something where
Like
the
a
survivors
Flashpoint
go.
paradox sort of thing.
Yeah, like
It's
something
like,
like that.
I've heard something about like time travel. So like if they do that, then maybe point paradox bullshit where it's just like we come back to the present, but everything's different now. Strange, curious.
Maybe.
Did you guys hear about the Disney Plus like shows that are
Yeah,
being set up?
I heard of them. I haven't heard of any
I
like
remember.
actual story.
I remember
It's
having the investor thing in the background, investor presentation
yeah.
background, and there was like a bunch of trailers that we didn't get to see, but like they obviously did. Not trailers, but clips.
There was a show for like Bucky and
Bucky
Falcon.
and Falcon, yeah.
And then another one is for like Wanda and the Vision.
Vision.
But that's all I know. There's probably more.
I mean, Bucky
Oh, yeah, there's some
Falcon
Loki
sounds
prequel.
alright. What Bucky prequel?
No, Loki.
Loki prequel. Oh, Loki.
Oh, is it
right.
gonna be like them as kids or something, or?
I don't
I
know.
liked. I mean, like, looking back at like the first Thor movie or second, I didn't really see all. I didn't finish the second, but like the first, I mean, like there's like potential there. Honestly, I felt like Ragnarok was like, it had a lot of jokes, but like did lose something from
Well, yeah.
as flawed as like. Actually, would I even say as flawed? I mean, I thought the first Thor, the first Thor was flawed as well, but like as flawed as they were, like had something going for them that wasn't there in Ragnarok.
I guess not too many people were on board for the whole space Shakespeare kind of tone.
Space Shakespeare? God, that's because people are stupid. More reasons why I look down
What do you
upon
mean people
majority
don't
of
like
fans.
space Shakespeare? The Star Wars prequels exist.
More reason why I look down upon all these normies. Space Shakespeare sounds great. Kenneth Branagh, the first one was Kenneth I still don't know how to pronounce his fucking name, but still, it was all right, and I think it had some good shit going. So I don't know, but yeah, I guess for Endgame, they're gonna wrap shit up and they're gonna maybe set up for rebooting the X-Men again. One of my theories in the post credits are gonna go for like reverse House of M, where instead of Scarlet Witch saying no more mutants, Scarlet Witch creates mutants through reality warp.
That's epic. They're gonna bring Deadpool to the MCU.
It's poetry.
Scarlet Witch.
It's like poetry. It rhymes.
I mean, apparently
it really doesn't.
What was
But
it called?
okay.
Trying to remember what it's called. Young Mutants, that show that they were gonna do. Apparently, that's still like gonna be a thing.
Young Mutants, what?
Was like that the horror movie one?
No, I don't think it is. It might be, but
there was like that horror movie trailer for like the X-Men that was based in the X-Men.
New Mutants?
Yeah, I think was it New Mutants? I thought it was Young Mutants.
No,
I think
it's New Mutants, and I think that already came out years ago.
Did it?
Because
I remember it was one of the planned ones because it's after Dark Phoenix. Or Phoenix Rising.
I do actually kind of want to see. There's something charming about especially like the rebooted, mostly just First Class, I'd say. But I would be somewhat curious to see Dark Phoenix. People will probably roast it, and I'll probably like roast it less, because there's something nice about stuff like First Class for me over like the MCU and how seriously they take themselves. Did I mention this last podcast, or was it?
I don't think so.
No, okay, yeah, because like that's what I feel with First Class. Like, well, stuff like First Class, or hell, stuff like Raimi Spider-Man, where it's just like there's like these like I feel more emotional weight to them than most of the MCU. I don't know why. Maybe it's just something like, especially with the new X-Men, it's like James McAvoy and Michael Fassbender are playing Xavier and Magneto. Like these actors, like I really enjoy the way they
the thing about like
play
MCU
those roles.
And like an emotional disconnect is because the MCU they start making movies that essentially just become the same movie but like with a different skin. And like the more of those they make, the more detached you feel because it's just another product.
Maybe. Because I do
it
feel
really shows with Captain Marvel. Like,
early MCU for me, like Iron Man, like there's something about like it's snappy, but also like the way plays Iron Man in those really like serious scenes. And this applies also to all the to the Marvel movies that he's in as well. Like he hits me harder than like most of the other Marvel characters. Like I don't know, I don't fucking like. Well, maybe no, not Captain America. Chris Evans is all right. Yeah, but like Black Panther, Captain Marvel, which is similar origin story setup. Thor.
Don't you relate to MCU Spider-Man?
And like Homecoming. Like the thing about the Homecoming is like the only thing I can really give it is just how how it captures the high school life for me, from my experience. High school life for people who, for nerds at a nerdy school and not a poor one. Stupid poor people. But it's just
The audience doesn't like you.
yes, I look down on the audience for being dumb and also for being poor. But aside from that, yeah, Homecoming is all right.
Man, I guess one of the things I like about like with Venom is that like that movie didn't really have to like necessarily tie itself to like anything else. Like
Yeah,
Carnage was like the only real other thing that it really like
yeah.
tied it into like, hey, here's like a possible universe here. But I feel like when they didn't have like the focus of, hey, this is in the MCU, by the way, did we mention that he's with Avengers and stuff? Isn't that cool?
There's something about Tom Hardy's performance in Venom that puts me off. I don't know what. It's like people say it's like, oh, Tom Hardy's is like one of the good. It's like he does it well, but like the something about it is just like I don't know. He
He's
doesn't pull off the
channeling his inner cycle.
He doesn't pull off the American voice accent. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't have me convinced. Which might be what is one of the issues I have with Venom. More than like the plot, even. I mean, what else is there? It's a superhero movie. It's just, I guess it's interesting because like it's interesting to analyze it now. Superhero movies are such a big part of this society of the spectacle we live in. But yeah,
We live in a spectacle.
we live in a spectacle. Thank you, DeBoard. But yeah.
I'm just hoping that they do some new stuff with like after Endgame, with like hey, maybe we don't have to make the same like format for every single movie, and
Yeah.
maybe we can make like new ideas and things that will be different instead of like, hey, here's Iron Man but with magic.
I mean, that's exactly what you said with Star Wars.
Yeah,
good.
the movie's just like, hey, this is working, so let's just do that. Does that sound cool?
How to become creatively stagnant. The franchise.
Ultimately,
I think
that's how it's going to end. That's how MCU's. I feel like MCU will not stop until it's actually confirmed bad. That means like once the critics are off the ship, and once the audience is off the hype train too, and that to get those people off the hype train, especially the audience, you need it to be actually bad for a few movies. So it's gonna end with shit. It's like a long running. That's how I think. Right now, I think.
Like, at least DC
Fine,
had like for as much as they grief as they get, I guess, for like jumping around in themes. Like I don't know. I guess like with each one,
the thing about DC is that ideas are stardust shit, so they obviously have to change gears.
Which has me kind of excited for Suicide Squad 2 to see how like James Gunn handles.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, but DC.
Guardians of the Galaxy, but really ambiguous. Yeah, I mean, like that sounds fun. I like dark and edgy, and I'm just a dark and edgy lover. You have Amanda Waller, and she pulls a trigger, and it blows up the heroes. Like the heroes, they're like villains heads, but the villains are like that sounds so awesome because it's just morally impulsive. Where CM be focused on.
I'm gonna call like the mental hospital for you. You sound like you're going crazy.
It just, I've always dug Suicide Squad, but
I read a few comics just because I saw cartoon. I think it was the animated movie Salt Lake. I read a few of the comics.
Yeah, I have a friend who's like pretty big. He'll talk usually about like the DC like animated stuff, but
Yeah.
oh well.
I mean, I also keep up with Anthem, Flashpoint, Paradox, of 2. I'm jumping these or these didn't talk. See recent ones like there's like that Constantine, Satana, or some shit. Like yeah, there's like a lot. I feel like they did, but yeah, there was the old Bruce Timm animated series, Superman, Batman. That I'm not mostly Justice League. My shit. They are the defining voices. You see.
Right. Any
Yeah.
closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts on DC or
just in general, like with things
just
we
in
talked
general?
about?
God, superhero. Yeah, I mean, closing thoughts. I look down on the main
All right. I think that does
because
it.
I
I'm
have some
pretentious snob.
closing thoughts.
Oh yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead, Cam.
I hope they really do have Ant-Man insert Thanos' ass.
God damn it!
Hmm.
I hope that meme is already deadish, right?
It's fuck you. It's still funny to think about Ant-Man just entering Thanos' ass and just killing him that way. Like this fucking villain built up for like over a decade, and Ant-Man just kills him by going up his ass.
I mean, that would be the reasonable thing. Well, it doesn't have to be the aspect. Do some expanding. Yeah, but they won't do that because that'd be way too. That'd be simply far too simple.
No, they have to do it, or they have to at least have him try and have Ant-Man die.
But then like Thanos sees him. Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah.
All right, so that does it for this podcast. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.